Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 8 US heavy cruiser, the Baltimore. We're playing a Tier 6 to 8 battle, which is perfect for a Baltimore, because she really wants to fight battleships that have 380mm caliber guns or smaller. So none of those 406s or 410s that you often meet at Tier 8, but stuff like Queen Elizabeths and Bismarcks, etc. Because those ships cannot overmatch the bow or stern or side armor or deck armor of a Baltimore, because it is 27mm. And because of that, you can go very close to those battleships in a Baltimore and then use your fairly devastating AP. This AP does a lot of damage, and I truly do mean a lot. When the Citadel's exposed, it's entirely even possible that you might get Citadels on some battleships. Although there aren't that many battleships at these tiers who have an exposed Citadel like that. But on the other hand, there are lots of cruisers that you can get your Citadel hits on, which are, good enough as a target. For example, there is an Admiral Hipper sailing directly towards me. Now my thoughts are that she wants to get close to torpedo me, which is why I'm going to do this dangerous maneuver of turning away right in front of her, showing full broadside, but my hope is that I'll be done with the turn quickly enough that she won't be able to punish me. And hey, apparently I was right. There are also some torpedoes coming from the side, but they don't really matter that much, right? That's easy to dodge, and they couldn't even reach once I had turned. I don't know what that Hipper is doing. I suspect she might have disconnected, or something along those lines. Right now I'm actually playing kinda sloppily. It's the start of the game, so I'm not paying that much attention. But I've taken a lot of damage for little in return. I've lost 17k HP already. And sure, I sank a ship, but the damage I took happened because I haven't been paying attention to what's shooting me. Now though, I am. There's a Queen Elizabeth over there, who cannot overmatch my bow, which means that I can safely head in her direction, more or less. I will be using HE and AP both on her, because they're both very effective, but for now, I'm gonna keep on using AP because there's a Nürnberg, and perhaps she wants to show me some side. I would really appreciate some more Citadels, well, not more, some Citadels at this point. So, I reset the US heavy cruiser line, and I found the Pensacola to be excellent, because you're basically playing like a super cruiser at tier 6, compared to what super cruisers are like at tier 9 and 10, because your bow is incredibly armored and your AP is incredibly devastating. As in New Orleans, I don't feel quite as amazing, but I get some of the same vibes as the Pensacola, and you get a whole bunch of quality of life advancements, such as a reasonable turret traverse, unlike the 45 seconds on the Pepsi. And then you move on to the Baltimore and you get much the same. It's not quite as pronounced as it is on the Pensacola, but you're still very scary to a whole host of battleships. However, once you move away from the Baltimore and get to the Buffalo, things change. And I don't think they change for the better. I finished the Buffalo grind already, or the Baltimore grind, sorry, and I actually would prefer the Baltimore at tier 9 than the Buffalo. That's because the Baltimore has more range, better concealment, because if you notice, my concealment is 9.9 kilometers with a 10 kilometer radar. This means that when I get spotted, I know I can radar whoever is spotting me. Another point is that the anti-air range of the ship is 5.8 kilometers, and the anti-air concealment range, or air concealment range, is 5.9 kilometers, so if planes spot me, I can immediately open fire. This isn't the case on the Buffalo. The Buffalo is 10.7 surface concealment, with a 10 kilometer radar obviously, and 6.5 kilometer air concealment, with a 5.8 kilometer anti-air. And she is slow. Well, actually she's not slow, she handles like a brick. She has an 11.2 second rudder shift, whereas this ship has a 7.8 second rudder shift. Essentially what I'm saying is that I really like the way the Baltimore plays, and I have a lot of fun with her. I really wish the Buffalo was a lot more like the Baltimore, to be honest. And I would gladly take a Baltimore instead of the Buffalo at tier 9. Obviously with the tier 9 enhancements of the additional upgrade and, you know, a heal. But anyway, back to the game. So right now we're not really doing much of anything. We're heading towards the enemy. We seem to be in a commanding lead. We've lost 3 ships, they've lost 5, and we hold 2 of the 3 cap zones. So looking at the minimap, the reason I'm gonna go north, you know, around the island instead of the middle or the south, is because I have a destroyer here with me, which is going to be useful. We don't exactly know what the enemy destroyer is going to do. Second, there's a Chapayev showing broadside, so obviously AP is nice. And third, I am already here, so I might as well continue, because it'll take me time to, you know, reposition to the middle or go south or stuff like that. And besides, the first battleship on our team is actually going through the middle, which means that the enemy is likely to angle against them instead of me. You know, as they are right now. Hello, Citadels. Finally. Finally some good food, huh? Okay, now there's a Bismarck. Wait, is that the... That's the aircraft carrier. Could... Yeah, let's fire at the CV then. Now, I am in a bit of a tricky spot right now. I can... or the Bismarck cannot overmatch my bow, but if I show too much broadside, she can definitely citadel me. So I need to show her my nose, but this also means that I can't use my rear turrets on the aircraft carrier. Okay, she's back again. Yeah, I guess we'll continue shooting at the CB. Because if we can take out the CV, that's going to be very helpful, as the CV can be quite disruptive from by dropping on the side. That aim wasn't very good. I'm gonna try EP, mostly because I hope I might get more citadel hits. Wait, what do you mean torpedoes to starboard? That can't be right? Vasteros is definitely, you know, launching the torps that will miss me. There's no way she aimed at me, was there? Oh, come on, 400 HP? Come on. Oh, wait, what? No, she did actually aim at me. Wow. Those are some great torps, Vasteros. Oh boy. When you're knife fighting a battleship as a heavy cruiser, being torped by 3 different torpedoes by our ally is exactly what you need, isn't it? Okay, anyway, the Bismarck sank. Now it's time for the Nagato. This is the tricky bit, because the Nagato can overmatch my bow. Unfortunately, this means that if she actually looks at me wrong, I am going to sink. I do not have the HP. Taking those 3 torpedoes and taking all of that damage at the start of the game, they were not ideal. If I had a heal, I would probably be okay, but obviously as a tier 8 cruiser, you don't have a heal. So now we simply need to sink this Nagato before he or she swings her guns around, as she is looking elsewhere obviously, and the bow of a Nagato is the perfect target, as it takes full penetrations from HE. Oh, would be nice if I could hit it. Excellent. And that's my Kraken unleashed. Anshan! Hello? I know you're smoking, but I have a radar. I don't really know why I used the radar after I already fired. That's kind of silly, but it worked out anyway. Okay, there's a second Nagato coming. Well, this time though, it's a bit of a tricky situation as her guns are pointed directly at me. So my only plan of action here is to try to get the Nagato to fire at my broadside and then bounce off of it. But then I need to angle enough so that she actually hits that part and, you know, doesn't citadel me from there. Come on! One more! Okay, well I guess it didn't really work. Now, these kinds of situations are where I've thought of adding the mod, which tells me how I am angled towards the enemy ship. Because if I know that, I am capable of making that kind of decision more accurately or precisely. Right now, I wasn't sure if I was angled enough, or if I wasn't angled enough. I didn't know the exact angle I should go at towards the enemy. Whereas with the mod, that could have been helpful to know. Regardless, though, the game's over pretty much. I like that the Westeros this time waited for me to actually sink before she launched those torpedoes. Yeah, those torps at the start were not ideal, but I suspect I might have still not survived, even if I hadn't taken those torps. You know, I had 6k HP, but Nagato, and you know, took about 10k damage from the torps, but if I had 16k, Nagato could have still easily finished me off. And this ends the game in 15 seconds. I don't think this Odin is going to get sunk. There simply is not enough time. Battleship players like this kind of confuse me, because you should be playing for the objectives, and you're not using your HP to tank for your team, or to put yourself in a good position, so what are you doing with that HP? And I feel actions like that tend to cause losses. Regardless though, 135k damage, sank 5 ships, got 8 Citadel heads. 1996 base XP. That Massachusetts also did well, consider that's the guy that pushed in the middle, and I think actions like that are also important. So, let's take a look at how much damage we actually took. Oh, actually no, I didn't take 10k from the Westeros, I actually only took 6k, so I would have had, what, 12k HP left? Yeah, that probably actually would not have been enough to survive that Nagato salvo anyway, so functionally it made little difference. So I don't really blame that guy. In fact, I wish the game had like a forgive feature, so I could right click on his name in the team score panel and, you know, select forgive so that he doesn't stay pink. Because there's really no reason to punish him. Were the torps silly? Yes. But does it really have much of an impact? In this case, no. Wow, I actually engaged with 9 different enemy ships. Damn. 72k Commander XP. That's because I have basically stacked about as much Commander XP as it is possible to gain. You can even see I have one of those special Chinese camos. Anyway, upgrades wise, this is what I use. Priority Target, Adrenaline Rush, then Survivability Expert, but I'll be honest, I don't really know. If you want to use this captain later on, you should take Superintendent, then Concealment Expert, then Expert Marksman, then Expert Loader, and the last 6 points I'm not really certain of. Here I went for Radio Location, but I think Jack of all Trades is something you should go for instead of Incoming Fire Alert and Preventative Maintenance. But yeah, Survivability Expert should be swapped for Superintendent if you're gonna use it later. Upgrades wise, I use the Concealment upgrade, Propulsion, then the Dispersion, then the Special Radar upgrade. If you don't have that one, then use Damage Control, and then the main Battery Modification 1. And this essentially, I think, makes the Baltimore a great ship to play, especially the Propulsion mod. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.